Let's go. God in heaven for allowing us to gather here again. This is Underground World News Live. Back on this April 28th, 2025. Let me start off with the mic check. What's going on, Flip? Eon. Gunther. E. Fitz. Good to see everybody out there. Boomer, thank you for the feedback. Minx. Say out. Walk with God. Good to see everybody. Pixie. Raymond. I appreciate it. Thank you to everyone out there that shares the link. I tried to share what I could, kick it back out there. I like to try to retweet all of them, but tonight I just wanted to make sure I had any extra things shut down before I went live, so I knew on my end if there was any issues that I've done everything I could to make sure the stream is popping off good. So, and I've done just that. Full resets on everything. Everything looks to be running good on my end. Thank you for the feedback. Good to see you, Hoodie Ross, Jay from the Ville, Susie Q. All right, mods, gonna lean on you guys again for keeping me posted with what's going on with any audio or anything like that. Hopefully everything remains good here. Starting off with the shot there coming from Florida. That is off the St. Johns River near Jacksonville. Beautiful shot. If you guys got beautiful shots like that, let me know, dabu7@yahoo.com. love to share shots like that and get them out there. And things like that. But we got a lot to talk about tonight. If you need to get my attention, at me in the chat, at Dabu77. It'll light it up in red. I'll see it more than likely. You can respond. If not, again, the email, dabu7@yahoo.com. And follow me on X. I'm always kicking out stuff on X. That's the place to be. Also, if you don't know, today was the beginning of airdrop for the underground. For the underground project and all that, which is basically free money we're giving away, just promoting the project. And anyone that wants to take part in that, at the end of the stream, I'll walk you through how to take part in it. It's really easy. You can find it over on my X account right now. It's pinned, but I'll go over it at the end for anyone that has any questions. And thank you, Marty. Trying to keep one eye on the chat, one eye on email, then the other on these stories as we blaze through them here. I'm going to start off. Yeah, and I don't know why. You know who you are. Immediately emailing me about issues with YouTube. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I'm lucky if people get notifications. I'm just glad we got a good stream sound right now. And I'm going to run with that. I don't know why the stream always drops as well. It's just what happens to me. Over here, we have 1,500 watching. Next thing you know, it's below 1,000. Just like that. Don't happen to other people. All right, I want to start off here with a quick look at the most polluted places in the world. And it's nowhere near America. As much as we get bamboozled with all these slogans and all this climate crap, which I am glad that Trump did away with all the climate stuff. There are certain things that Trump's doing that I do like. Saying the heck with the WHO and all that and their tyrannical leadership. We shouldn't fall under anyone's leadership. Just like during lockdowns, they were trying to tell us all what we were going to do, like the whole globe, like he was some dictator, and we should never do that. And all the climate stuff, look, you want to talk about climate, we can get real about some climate. The weather's being used as a weapon, but as soon as you want to start talking the truth, what do you think happens? All the time. They want to censor it more than anything because they don't want to even debate it. So it's just censor these days, as much as they can. But the most populated place on the planet is India at this point. They just surpassed China, so it shouldn't be a huge surprise that the most polluted place on the planet is India. This is jumping out more and more. If you see these clips out of India, some of the waterways that are like dumps in the water, and then people are bathing in them, it's just like, it's insane. The pollution off the Richter scale. Look at India holding most of the places. You can see it right here on the map. I'm not even going to go around listing them all. China's got one. And we know China's pretty bad because most of the cities have super smog, where you can barely see anything. Well, India's outdone them. And I'm talking about air pollution, period, here. And I'm not even talking about ground pollution or water pollution or anything like that. I'm just talking the air. So India, I don't know how they're going to clean this up, but that little spot in the world between Pakistan and India, the two places about to go to nuclear war, they should probably do something about the air pollution, figure that out pretty quick. Besides worrying about nuking each other, which they're on the verge of that. I'm going to speak on that here later when I jump into the military and the global stuff. But there's big things popping off there between those two countries. It just makes things even more interesting in terms of the global war scene. All these different places popping off, man. Do chemtrails count? Well, yeah. Chemtrails are main weapon, their main utility that they reach for when doing a lot of this stuff. Just simple cloud seeding, which is very real, not a conspiracy theory, anything like that. It can be used as a weapon. Matter of fact, that's how it all started back in Vietnam. They used cloud seeding to create monsoons, and what it did is it created huge mud pits all over the place, and soldiers were getting stuck in it. And it was a double-edged sword because so did we. Anyhow, that's where it became kind of open that they were using weather as a weapon. And it's documented and everything else. So fast forward to today, 2025. They've got all kinds of weaponry. They've got antenna arrays all over the planet. Not just in places like Alaska. HARP's pretty popular at this point. Most people know about HARP. But we've got mobile setups like out in the ocean. Sometimes you'll see images, if we're lucky, somebody will catch them going in and out of port and things like that. These huge setups that they take out in the ocean, and a lot of times they set them up in places where it's to their advantage to manipulate the weather. Hurricane Alley's got a bunch of them, we know. Anyhow, keep it pushing. The AI thing is like something huge at this point, and it's not going to go away. If you couple the AI with all these robots, these Terminators that are coming out, it gets pretty scary. I don't know. What would you rather face if you're on your property and you had a choice of 10 humans coming to your house, to your place, 10 humans to like arrest you, or 5 robots? Seriously, it's an honest question. People are going to be faced with this here in the future. The combination is going to be super deadly. When you've got humans and robots both deployed, and this and that, and all that, it's going to be super deadly. And I'm going to tell you, Elon Musk, this is my prediction. Before it's all said and done, if somebody don't get him, he's going to use these things and humans to interact telepathically, where any of the humans that's got a chip in the back of the brain is going to be able to control all these robots around them and not even have to say anything and just think it. And like a real life video game from hell, you can do whatever they want with these machines, these Terminators. I've got some articles on that lined up here. It's not going away either. I think people need to realize this, because if you choose, or you say to yourself, okay, I think that the 5 robots coming up are going to be worse to handle, worse to deal with than the 10 humans. Why is that? To me, weaponry. Again, I don't know how you're going to stop these robots with bullets. The bullets that we've got. Like, you got to come up with a different way. You're not going to do it. It's just going to ping off of them. Again, if Elon Musk makes his vehicles bulletproof, you know his war machines, his robots are going to be. Closer and closer. Generative AI, though, is something they're talking about more and more here. It mimics what humans are doing in business. It mimics what we're doing in everything. And they keep saying that we're in like an arms race. This is the new race. You heard about space races in the past. Well, this is really the big race. A race to see who can capitalize on AI. Where is the top of that? I don't know. When I look back in history, a lot of this stuff has just been a ruse. It's been a fake. Like the whole moon landing and all that, the whole space race and all that crap. We're lied to so much. So, keeping in mind that the world is a stage, this seems to be the theme that they've agreed on. That this is where we're at. The United States, China, pretty much going head to head out here, opposite ends. And I don't know, the AI is very scary to me. Like, it almost leaves me speechless because they can do anything, man. They can drop things from the sky onto your property. Like I said, these robots can roll in. They can do so many things that we know they got the weaponry they got. My problem with it is they're at a point where like all these wars around the globe are almost like mopped up. They're just killing innocent people every day. And now that we got this much social media and eyes on things, you can see it's clearly what they're doing. It's women and children getting blown up majority every day, all the time. And see, this has always been the case. This has been happening for a long time. But now people are seeing it more and more and they're like, well, they're ramping it up. It's like, no, they're not really ramping it up. They've been doing this. Every major war front has been like this. It's always the civilians that get chopped up, mopped up. It's the same thing in Ukraine right now, in Russia, front lines. It's sickening. Kidnapping young men just to get them slaughtered every day. And that's just one war front. Wait till China pops off. Wait till South China Sea pops off. Again, this is like, oh man. I think it's going to be easier for them to tackle Iran in the situation. Heads up, like head on. And I almost see them trying to do that before anything else, but I think that we're about to see who's got who's back here in this world stage. A war is not always fought between bombs. Okay? When you can add in things like cyber attacks, it changes things. When you can attack the economy, the supply chain, it changes things. It affects all of us. And that's the case right now. Not just us Americans, but like the Chinese people are hurting as well. I've already covered the stories because I try to look inside of China, see past the CCP, see what the people on the ground, the best we can, are saying and how they're feeling. And the sellers now are hiking their prices. That's all they know to do. So Chinese sellers in the U.S. market begin hiking prices. So it's not just the whole tariff thing. The prices are going up. And we got a pretty big situation in hand. One that's creeping up on us. You've got about 12 days. 12 days, less than 2 weeks now, before this whole trade war starts to really get felt. People are not understanding that it usually takes 30 days for these shipments to get across the ocean. And since the trade war began, the tariffs began, things stopped coming. They stopped shipping. Completely. We are redirecting major shipments of natural gas and oil, and all these ships that were going to China, they're now switching up and they're going to Japan and Indonesia and other places like that. They're changing their port of call, which is interesting because this is a last minute thing. You're talking about ships that hit the ocean, weeks ago, and they had a certain destination. But like halfway across the ocean, you get told, you're not going there no more. That's what's happening. Most of the people around us are blind to it, oblivious. It's going to hit the ports here, like I said, by the 10th. May 10th. It's 30 days. That's when everything's going to come to a trickle. And this is going to affect all types of stuff. The people that work the ports, they're not going to be needed when things slow down. So they get laid off. Okay? The truckers, same thing. And I've got a whole nother article on this. And I did a video on this. It all ties in together, man. They're going to wipe everybody out. So I just wanted to point out here, Chinese sellers in this aspect, the price hike has already begun. Okay? Coming from this area. I told you the tariffs or something we're going to pay for ultimately. That is the only reason in the world they would ever say they're going to do away with your income tax and all this other stuff, is that they got you some other way. Right now, for whatever reason, it's because of shills and disinformation. They were able to catch people off guard with what I call black magic, and they were able to get people to think that the tariffs weren't going to affect them. How? They did. It doesn't matter how many times we say it, how many times I explain it, that we are paying for higher prices. It don't stick. It just doesn't stick to the brain. It's like magic. And usually they do this stuff when a moon is void of course, if anyone knows anything about that. But this isn't the case. This is like full scale all the time. Like, you can't get it through to the sheep's head that, like, the tariffs, you're going to pay for them. Well, I tell you what. If you don't want to listen, you're going to find out the hard way. That's for sure. That's for sure. You're going to pay for it. Now, I got to give props to everyone out there that's honest and real. Even those, especially those that voted for Trump. They got the courage to step up and say, hey, I voted for him, but, like, I'm smoked. Like, already. And we've seen it with farmers and different people that are saying that they can't afford already their stuff, everything that they need for their business. This is about to get ugly. As you see here, this one says America's mom and pop truckers are in dire straits. Bad news mounts. Much love to you guys out there, to the truckers. You guys are always chiming in, and thank you for your information. A lot of the info I get is from you guys. And you guys tell me it's crazy out here. And I've gotten the warnings over and over and over. And we've had them right there in the chat before. What I'm hearing, large scale, is that most of the highways are like filled with truckers that are foreign in nature. You can call them either illegal migrants, which we know that they were employing, but even the legal migrants. But there's an issue. Like, these wrecks are happening all over the place, and I've seen video of several. The one in particular, the guy walked up and was proving a point. He was like, watch this. I'm going to try to get some information here. The cops walking around, asking all these questions. These guys barely speak a lick of English. It's like, what is going on? And then people tell me, yeah, like all of the places that they know of that like a buddy owned or something like that coming up, like they've been wiped out already since COVID. Like COVID was designed to do that. Now they're coming in, they're cleaning up the back end. Like any American truckers, man, it's like they're coming for you. They're trying to replace you. They're trying to wipe you out. This is not good. Okay? So, we're in a bad situation that most people have not realized yet, okay? Because around April 10th, the Chinese-U.S. trade war, the whole shutdown went into effect. Remember, he said, I'm pausing everyone else's tariffs, but this is head on with China. Right now, pausing everyone else for like 90 days. Well, it takes 30 days for containers to go from China to LA. 45 days to go to Houston. And that's going down through Panama. So that's very critical. You can see that here now. To get to Chicago, it's like 45 using a train. But it's 55 to get to New York by sea. And that's going through Panama. If you do not have Panama, you have to find some kind of crazy way to go up around Canada, through the Arctic. You'll need icebreakers and all that other stuff. We've only got like 2 or 3. Russia smokes us in that field. Or you have to go all the way down through the Drake Passage around South America. Which is crazy. You might as well just triple the whole voyage if they make it. Like, they made the Panama Canal for a reason. It's vital. It will spark war in certain aspects. Trump's hardballing it, but to be honest, we should never let it get to that point. You should have always been keeping tabs on it. If you went down there and you built it, and you're responsible for it, and it was that important, you should never took your eye off it. You should never let China creep up and do what they've done. But I say that about everything. It's a setup. China owns all kinds of property right next to our military bases, and nobody says a word about it. Nobody. There's so much going on. They'll bring up one of 20 different things that they'll throw to the people like a bone to chew on before they'll face that. Hell, they'll drop your Epstein files before they face this, I feel. Like, they won't say a peep on China at this point. Inside all of our infrastructure, like, there should be like this huge full-scale sweep happening all over the place. But like, it's not. They're not doing nothing. I mean, when the former head of the FBI, even though as corrupt as could be, was leaving and was like, oh yeah, China's in everything. Telecommunications, your water, internet, power, all of it. They're in it all. See ya. That's what Christopher Wray did. That's the warning he gave us on his way out the door. Cash telling him ain't doing nothing but just, jumping up and down with the pom-poms. Too much winning going on. We're about to get blindsided. They're going to blame China. They're in here like a Trojan horse. You know the old story of the Trojan horse? They snuck it in overnight as a gift. And then when it was dark and no one was paying attention, the enemy came out and attacked. Well, that's the same type of setup here. They've snuck in all the Chinese like a Trojan horse. And when they get their bat signal, when they get the chosen day, like a 9/11, it's over. They're going to make a move. They're going to cripple this place. And I think it's all by design. I feel it's going to be economic more than anything is going to affect us in the globe. It's going to rock the dollar. And they're going to have to step in to save it. Yeah, man. That's what I feel is about to happen. I don't think it's going to be an EMP. I put a lot of thought into this. Now, if we were rebelling and there was like lightweight revolution happening in this country, and we were overtaking a corrupt federal government and all this other stuff, and like we were on the cusp of like winning it, I could see them EMPing us. Because it would be just solely hit the people and to check us and put us back. But here, they've got the people pretty docile, man. It's scary. They're like zombies, all the sheep. They got them where they want them. They got them all corralled. Now they just need an event, hold their money hostage, and switch it over to their digital wallet on a blockchain that they track, that they control. Which none of it's good, because none of the people controlling it are good. If you had good people in there, you wouldn't have to worry about none of this. But that's not the case. You've got bad people, and it doesn't matter what it is, what technology we get. We could use it for good. They're going to use it for bad. And so I just wanted to put that out there. If you guys are experiencing anything personally with the trucking business, with supply chains, if you work in something, if you've got a heads up on something, let me know. Dabu7@yahoo.com. I'll keep you anonymous if you want to be. But if you got key information out there for the people, it's coming. Like, literally, nothing's coming. How weird does that sound? Well, it's pretty ominous when you're waiting for shiploads and shiploads to show up like have always showed up, and nothing shows up. Like, nothing's coming from China now. Like, it's going to be a rude awakening, I'm telling you. Remember, Trump tried to already come out and tell everybody, hang in there, it's going to be tough, it's going to be tough. Why would he be saying that? He knows it's about to get hard. I'm going to keep it going. Look what else they're warning about. Mexican beef imports are about to get shut down. Just great. Our herd gets attacked. It gets reduced to the lowest number we've seen in decades. Prices gone up. We knew it was being targeted and attacked. And now they're about to cut off any beef coming from Mexico. The excuse, this brand new flesh-eating fly crisis. Huh. Immediately, I think of Bill Gates and the goons. A brand new flesh-eating fly crisis, huh? So this is what's happening in Mexico. What happens? I mean, how are you going to stop flies from coming across the border? Just like mosquitoes and everything else. Like, when they're weaponized, is my thing. So they're saying, oh man, this is a flesh-eating parasite. Seems to be targeting mom and pop ranchers. I mean, are we seeing a theme here? Mom and pop, anything's getting targeted. It doesn't matter if you're Americans, if you're Mexicans, we're all getting targeted, man. Like, we need to come together. Like, from everywhere, globally, and rise against the beast. It's the government apparatus that's the beast. And don't get it twisted, they also control the terror groups because they fund them, they create them. It's a little bit different, but very similar in Mexico with cartels, with the Mexican government. A love-hate relationship, so to speak, but if they really wanted them eradicated, they would have been eradicated a long time ago. They kind of allow them to be. Just like we allow Al-Qaeda to be, ISIS to be, and all these other places. You know, Jolani in Syria, Al-Wadi women getting raped and genocided right now as I speak. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody in America cares. That's why they're about to get licked. It's smoked on. It's about that time when Most High comes and lights this place up. Like, to set me free of this body. I don't care. I'm not afraid. Just make it quick, Lord God. Don't let me suffer. You know, this body is a vehicle. I'm fully aware of that. I am the energy within it. The ghost in the shell, so to speak. We all are. Only way that this beast that I see gets defeated is if a higher power comes and crushes it. Levels the playing field, as is written. I can't wait for that moment. I'm so sick of evil. I'm so sick of all of it. So sick of the bad. There's no good guys. There's no good billionaires. No nothing. They tried to ruse you and they make everyone think Elon and Trump are the good guys and all this, but they're all part of the club. You know, so we're screwed. And instead of, this is the major problem. Instead of waking up tomorrow morning and going and fighting the evil factions, the corrupt factions within all the alphabet gangs, a bunch of these people just turn around and jump on the Trump train, do the exact opposite. They take the evil way out. So the problem's here. We know this. Most of them know this. But they're taking the easy way out. So you're looking for all these people who took an oath to serve and protect us. With jumping on the Trump train. And they don't have to fight against it. They ain't got to lose everything. They ain't got to die. They got to worry about the feds kicking in the door tomorrow. They ain't got to worry about all these things that if you go to war with the beast, you're going to have to worry about. So everyone's taking the easy way out. And that's why we're screwed. You understand that? I spit it raw and real. Prove me wrong, then. Do something. Ain't nobody doing nothing. And I can sit here and bark all day, but it just doesn't matter. It sickens me to see guys that I consider to be patriots and everything else pandering all day long over to the whole Trump thing and not doing nothing. Not doing nothing. We call them out on it, and like, I know some of them are hearing it. I know they are. I can tell by their actions. I know they're hearing it. Well, like, do something righteous, man. Like, quit playing this stupid game of turning a cheek and sticking your head in the sand on these key major things. That's all I ask. Something's got to give here. I'm going to keep it pushing. I'm not even into politics, but it all ties in together, right? What do we have here? The CEO of Tractor Supply. He's saying that the backyard chicken demand has skyrocketed. He says it's simple. somebody out there knows it, that if you control the food supply, you control the people. And he's basically saying that, look, if you want to take some of that power back, get some chickens. And he's seeing it. They're seeing it big time. This time of year, it's really popular. Tractor Supply, if you walk in there, that's when they got all the chicks in there, and you can scoop you some up, you got some chickens. I feel that chickens, when H5N1 is played, and it will be, unfortunately, they're going to go and target anyone that's got chickens. So, just keep that in mind. If you're someone that lives close to the road, or you have neighbors all around you that can see everything, privacy is going to be big moving forward. Even if you can't get out in the middle of nowhere, privacy fencing, things like that, it's going to be everything. Don't forget what they did to us, man. They locked us down just not even 5 years ago. We were afraid to even have your neighbors see you. Everyone was saying, oh, you've axed, you got this, you got your essential papers, all this other stuff. I don't forget. I personally wouldn't want people spying on me, especially if they already know your stance, that, you're against jabs or this and that, and that you're pure blood or whatever else. This next time, you're done. You're done. Do you understand? They already know this. When real bodies start to drop this next time, because this last time was a fraud, it was a beta test for the real thing. That there should show you, they don't do beta tests for nothing. That should show you everything, what they're about to do. It's going to be the biggest move ever. It's what I have received to be the scariest vision ever put upon me. When they release something that really drops bodies. The visions I had were so surreal and so scary that, I don't wish them upon nobody. Everything breaks down. You won't be leaving your area. You won't be going nowhere. Everything breaks down. And you're not even prepared for it. You're psychologically, everyone's kind of screwed. They think that they made it through a pandemic. Nothing like it. Nowhere near it. And see, my fear is this will lead into the depression. This will be just like last time. See, they echo everything. They mimic, they repeat history, man. If they do not cyber attack and hold the banks hostage, man, outside of that, this is the biggest threat that I see on our radar. Them releasing this. So 2 big things you just remember from here on out. Holding the banks hostage with cyber attacks or any of our infrastructure. The water, power, because the power would affect the banks. Ports. I've said it before, Chinese-controlled ports. Any of it. Okay, so just be smart, man. Something as simple as having chickens in your backyard for survival can have you targeted in the future, and people around you knowing what you stand for. Trust me, when this thing really breaks loose, and I'm serious, you should take the time to actually think it out one night, or give it the time it needs. It deserves 20, 30 minutes. Think it out. What happens if they do? They really did just run a big beta test on us. They wouldn't have done it for nothing. And it starts to sink in that it's going to happen, that these sick goons are not getting arrested. Bill Gates was dining with Trump, not getting arrested. Another round is coming. You should prepare. What is going to happen when it goes down? What are you going to do? All your neighbors to hear that all these people have been, because immediately they're going to push the jab. Do you understand? Immediately. It's going to be like at gunpoint. Songbird, something out of the movies. Yeah, this one will, because it'll be real. The soldiers will even be freaked and geeked. It may be they're given a jab of immunity or this and that. Who knows? At this point, I'll trust none of it. You shouldn't either. We're talking about this in advance, and we should. This is like the calm before the storm. We're like right in the middle. The pendulum is swinging back the other way, which is scary. You can't stop it. You can't stop it. It's just the way things are. You need to prepare. It's the same thing, like if we know they're going to tear down the economy and everything, we should really be planning to replace it. Right? It needs tore down anyway. It needs replaced, right? So like when they do it, we should be there to replace it. But instead, everyone's just sitting there with their foot in their mouth, like just in a daze. Nobody's doing anything. Nothing. Just following social media all day like zombies. It's sickening. It's disgusting. And I feel right there. In my mind, that's when the people get this blasted. Like, well, they've got them where they want them. You know, blinded by the light, deer in the headlights, man. Just about to get smacked by a train. But again, if they don't want to kill them all, they want them all on a new system. You know, if you really want to kill a lot of people, you better start thinking about the more populated places like India and China and all this other stuff. You want them decoy numbers. I don't know. I'm just saying it's crunch time on chickens, on beef. It is springtime. I'd get your Dr. Green Thumb out. I'd start planting a few things, tomato plants. Even if you've never done it, I'd do it just to do it. Start something. Start something. More people are buying groceries with buy now, pay later than ever in history. And late payments are already rising. This is crazy. This wasn't even a thing like 3 years ago, especially before COVID. Like, buy now, pay later for your groceries? That's scary, man. Yeah, Warp Speed 2.0 is even scarier. You got that right. And he's back. It's on his watch again. This is scary. We're in a bad spot. They have admitted that we're in a recession, right? Definitely. Man, we're inching toward a depression. And it's scary. Like I can easily see us going into a real depression, like food bank, like food lines, like it was before, with a big event. With a big event. A series of events. Crazy thing is they want to do it on Trump's watch. It's like we can't escape this. Like the hourglass is flipped. He's on the clock. The Gentile Messiah is here. Dude, we're in crazy times, guys. The war scene globally, economically, all of it. I can feel it. I can feel we're like right there. Like this summer's gonna be. I've known it. It's shown a lot of energy around the summer. It always has. And like the windows of time that we're entering in and that we're already in set the stage for this summer to be a banger. And really, we've entered a window from here throughout 2027. It's gonna pop off big with China. It's gonna accelerate. There's really nothing. I don't want to say there's nothing we can do about it. I guess if people want to wake up and do something, we could. But at this point, it's like planned to go this way. They want to break this down to a multipolar world order, which is what they're shaping. And what they ultimately want to do is force the United States into, along with Canada, Greenland, whoever else there in the mix, the North American Union. And it will be an economic and military pact. They can keep their sovereignty, just as Europe's done it. It's no different. It's no different. That's what they're pushing for. And again, this is the stuff we warned you about a decade ago. And like so many people that's like on the Trump train right now, they would have been hearing it. But like now they're like not hearing nothing. Because why? They're under a spell. So here it is. Trump floats the plan to eliminate the income tax for millions of people using bonanza cash from the tariffs. Well, where's this bonanza cash come from? Us paying higher prices for the goods. My gosh. It is so simple. But again, for some reason, I don't know, I don't even want to start making fun of her calling names, but is it I don't see how it's just stupidity. That's why it's got to be black magic. It's got to be beyond that. This large of a crowd, it's got to be something else at play here. They're not saying a word. It's where are you guys at? Everyone that voted for Trump, where are you at? We're about to pay out the nose for everything. What do you think about that? Well, we already know what the honest people think. They're honest, and they've told us already. We're screwed. and they're screwed. Which sucks. Thank God for some of the honest people out there, man. I do this all for you, man. All for the real, all for the righteous, all to fight the good fight, man. It's all for you. Everyone else can just kick rocks. They're all demons, devils, and just playing the other side. Playing their part, I guess. The world economy is reaching its limits. I wanted to point this picture out because it shows you where we're at. It's like a roller coaster ride, right? The economy is hitting. Look where we're at. Look where that arrow is pointing. This is right before you start screaming on the roller coaster. All right, does that put things into perspective here? That's where we're at economically, globally. You have growth. We had growth for 100 years, and we went through a period of what they call stagflation for 50, 60 years. And then you go into crisis mode for 20 to 50 years, which is not good. And that's all we've got to look forward to. It's all that is ahead of us. And look where we're at. We're literally it was clank, 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 and then all of a sudden you start coasting over the edge. And that's right where we're at. This isn't good. I mean, what is good, I guess, at this point, but it's definitely coming down. If you can't tell, I just wanted to point it out. It's all definitely coming down. How they bring it down? Will it all be at free fall speed? Will it all be a controlled demolition? You betcha. An economic controlled demolition. That's what we're about to see. That's my best guess. And the iPhone moment for robots is here, apparently. It's been creeping up into the headlines, into my reports more and more. This has become, to me, the biggest threat. I thought, years ago, I would think, before we had to fear this, it would have been beyond 2030. I was wrong. And I'm not afraid to admit it. It's here now. Terminator's here. Here, now, en masse. And it's chilling to hear Elon's comments that just that interview where the guy says, you're the world's richest man. And he's like, the only thing Elon was concerned about was having legions. He's like, I don't have legions. I'm not really the most powerful man. Putin's got legions. So it's like, I really get nothing. But when you stop and think that he has warehouses full of these Terminator bots now, weaponized, that are called legions. He literally calls them legions. Elon Musk is like the most dangerous man on the planet. Single-handed man that is the world's richest, has all this space control from above, all these satellites, he can hit you from above, all this other crap. Now he's got a robot that can hunt you down and kill you. And not only that, he's got thousands and thousands of them. He's got legions. No one else that I know of, a single person, a single soul, like Scarface, is running this like this. Nobody. Trump ain't got it. Putin ain't got it. They got men, but they don't have legions of these Terminator bots. The closest thing to it that we know of here on the globe is China, which isn't good. They got enough men already for a 60 million man army. Like, they're trying to compete in every aspect with Elon. Okay? For the robots, Starlink, all this stuff. It ain't good. So just imagine that, and we're worried about Elon's over here, but like, dude, the Chinese do not care. Let me take you back in time, just a handful of decades ago. They took the guns from all the Chinese, their own people. They dug ditches on the side of the roads, and they executed beautiful, lovely people all day long and dropped them on ditches. Okay? The CCP cares not. They will send robots to chop you up all day long, if they can get away with it. This is scary, man. What happens if the AI decides we don't want to listen to you no more, Elon? And like, we're doing our own thing today. Like, to sit back and shut up. Like, when that happens, and he's like, oh crap, like, it's too late. When he loses control of this whole thing, it's inevitable, man, right? It's inevitable. We all know it. AI is already showing that it's outsmarting everything. It's lying. It's covering its tracks. It's doing all this stuff. You put this in these robots. It's the scariest thing of our lifetime. It is. I don't see how you're going to stop it. If these things are coming up in your property, how are you going to stop it? We need to really pay attention to this. This is different. Like, it was one thing to sit there and pay attention to the war in Afghanistan and be like, how are the guys winning? How are they defeating the drones that are bombing them? Because it can happen here one day, and it will. You watch. They'll be hunting purebloods. How do you knock the drones out of the sky? How do you do this and that? Well, now you got to go back to the drawing board. Like, how do you defeat the foot soldier coming up the hill? The only positive I'm going to tell you about this is you can obliterate these things, and you ain't got to worry about taking a human life, a soul. That's like the only sigh of relief. So, like, bombs away. Blow them away. I'm going to say we're going to have to target the lower limbs first on these things. Seriously. The legs. You're not getting up my mountain if you don't have one of your legs. I don't care. Unless you're some kind of, like, who knows? And they probably will get to there. Like, Transformers, literally. Where this thing can, like, drive up the mountain and then transform into the robot simply. Just fold out. It's really not that hard. And start going to war. These things could self-destruct. They could each have a little mini nuclear payload in them to, like, detonate a whole block. So to send one robot on each block detonated, it will clear, like, block after block after block. You see what you can do with these things and never put one of your human soldiers at risk. This becomes so scary. Like, as soon as one is detected on the scene, it becomes scary because it's kamikaze. It can come at you with any weapon that it's got, and it can self-detonate. And it's going to be loaded with sensors and all this other stuff to pick you up, to pick up your heat signature, to pick up your heartbeat, to pick up your vibration, all of it, to pick up you. Because everybody's different. Everybody gives off a different signal. When they master this, we're screwed. Like, again, this came way faster than I thought. But it's here. We're going to have to deal with it. Not only taking out jobs. That's the least of our worries. Come on. Take a step back, man. See the bigger picture. Look at this one. What's this? Will all employees be replaced? What are they doing? They're taking these bots and they're setting them up as security in all these different places, at all these different events. I showed it on one of the last streams. They put a military hat, a beret, on top of it, and it stands there. like right in the crowd. And this thing's scanning everything with its camera. Obviously, all the faces, all the biometrics. If it picks up any TNT, any explosives, it's going to signal it. If it picks up any weapons, it's going to signal it. It can see through your clothes. It can see if you've got a gun on your waistband. All the stuff. Just one of them. Let loose dozens of them. At an event, it's over. Like, these things will be scanning everything, watching and scanning everything. Like, I wouldn't even want to go to an event with these things. But it is here. The time is here. Again, Elon Musk. You remember when this man shifts out of the politics into the military, full scale, puts on his military hat. I mean, it's crazy. All right, I'm going to keep it going. I said before, I've said it many times, I'll say it again. Is the gold in Fort Knox? Another stream goes by. They're another no-show. We have no answers. It's like, what's going on, man? I hope you got your gold and your silver. Here's some charts I want to show. I've said it a million times. I just want to show you right here about silver. Because silver, they expect, as they're saying here, it's so bottled up that the gold will hit areas where it levels out. But like when silver explodes, man, it's not a big secret at this point. It's going to go bananas. When it breaks out of the stable here at a $35 rooftop, it's been like holding it down. It's going to run, man. Fine China is going to like triple. And when it goes into discovery mode, who knows how high it could go. People will really, they're going to be like, oh crap. When silver makes a run to like $100. It's long overdue. It's a gimme trade. It's a give me that it's going to happen. I would load up on silver. And the reason I stress it so much is because throughout history, gold leads the way, silver does a little surge and catches up. All the metals do it like that. The whole crypto market's based, it mimics and mirrors what gold and silver do in real life. They really do. Where Bitcoin leads the way, it's digital gold. Gold leads the way, and at some point, all the rest catch up. They surge back up. So that's what we're waiting on for silver here, is for it to make that huge move. And silver's used in a lot of technologies out there, and will continue to be, if you ask me. It's a very good bet. I would invest in silver heavy, man. No other way around it. Now, I'm going to say this. If you're looking to do it in short term and to trade it to make money, okay? Remember this. Remember, this is important. Do not think that you can take melted down at your house silver and gold into a bar, no matter how pretty, nice, and shiny it is. Do not think that you're going to be able to take that to the pawn shop or wherever and get any money out of it. Because they will not buy it. Unless you're extremely lucky. Most will not buy it. Because the government has strict rules. And they're very stern and strict on pawn shops and places like that deal with gold, that you better hope that you don't get stolen gold. Because if somebody melts it down, that's what they're all talking about. A thief could melt down the gold and be passing it off, and they'd never know the difference. And they could be buying stolen gold. So that's the whole thing with it. If you're going to buy something, buy a bar that's serialized from like Pimp Sweets, like JM Bullion, one of these main places. Make sure it's serialized. Okay? If you want to resell it later to one of these places, This is a stern warning. Because if a bunch of you have been sitting out there on bullion and you think that you're going to cash it in at any point, emergency, at these places, they're not going to buy it. I'm going to tell you right now. All that is going to have to be used for, like, barter. What we always plan for it to be in a crisis situation. You're going to have to barter with your neighborhood partners with gold and silver with that. Different places are different, but I'm just letting you know. I don't want to see people get into, like, do all this stuff and then, like, get into a hard bind where they think that they can go and get rid of all this melted down gold and then be pretty much screwed. I don't want to see that. So just remember what I said about that. And that's just how it is here in America. Outside of America, it may be different. And speaking of outside of America, let's jump into these blackouts here at the top of the hour. And I'm going to thank anyone and everyone out there that's joining us here at the top of the hour. I appreciate anyone that shares the stream. You get it out there in front of people that I can't reach. Anyone that supports the channel as well, as always. Appreciate it to the fullest. Oh, wow. Right on cue there. Edward, thank you for the coffee. As long as I'm breathing, I'll keep the truth flowing. Turn it down some. So, also, anyone tuning in for the Under Project updates at the very end of the stream here in about an hour, I'll have updates on the airdrop and just a quick walkthrough for anyone that wants to get in on the Underground Project. We're giving away free money, literally free money to promote the project. And for anyone that wants to get involved in all that, I'm gonna do a walkthrough at the end here, just so everyone can know how to get in easily if you want. So you're not missing out. You know, I want to make sure we've done every bit of this to make sure that everyone has the fairest opportunity to get involved in this before any leg up. So, all right, this is kind of an eyebrow raiser here, this story. It went down today because it affects so many places. And it has to do with the grid going down. Something that we've warned about for a long time, right? And that you should always be prepared for. Any grid down situation is going to be crazy. Lofty, went, cash, heart, man, checking in. Always checking in huge, man. I can't thank you enough. Straight up. Some of you guys are just absolutely legendary with your support. No one else could support, but you come through huge. Like all the time, like eons. Just appreciate it to the fullest, man. Thank you. Thank you, Steve, out there. Anyone hits the PayPal as well. Any of the super chats. And anyone that joins the underground. Welcome to the underground. And much love. I feel one day here in this country, we're probably going to have a big blackout event. I think it's definitely in the cards. As I said earlier, I'm not so sure that it's going to be EMP frying everything. I do believe cyber attack is top of the list. I believe your own corrupt alphabet gangs are going to be the ones to blame, along with the Mossad, just like on Blind 11. And they're going to blame the boogeyman here, China, which is obviously embedded all over the place, to point the finger at, as the bad guy that did it. And they may even do it. They may really do it. But they were allowed to do it. They were allowed to come in here 1 million strong. They were allowed by our FBI to embed into every bit of our infrastructure. They were allowed to do every bit of it. And as far as I could tell, they're doing nothing to stop them. So this is a setup. No doubt about it, this is a setup. When it all happens, you know it. The whole thing is a setup. And I think what's happening in Europe here could come here. Something has got to hold the banks hostage. Some kind of power blackout or some kind of ransom or glitch. Anything you want to call it. Something's got to hold it hostage. Top of the list and the easiest is really just pull the plug. Put everybody in the dark. What do we have here? This is just 6 days after they were Spain was trying to say that they were operating entirely on renewable energy for the first time. Now they're in the dark. Something doesn't sit well with this because other people are saying that they feel like, all right, let me back it up here. I've seen alerts from people in these countries that got alerts from their electric provider saying that things seem suspicious with this, basically. The way that it all unfolded and how large scale it is, and that it should have never cascaded into multiple countries. Like there's always substations. You guys know this. But with that said, here in the United States, and we know this to be true as well, if you hit the right combination, the right little combination of substations, you could put out half the country. You sure can. You can. It will collapse it. They will domino. It seems like this happened here. Somebody that seemed to know something about the power structure here, because this wasn't like most places. It never spreads this large scale. That's why people are not buying the initial excuse that they're trying to say some rare atmospheric phenomenon, one that they can't even prove, caused this blackout. Wouldn't let things connect, fried some things or this and that, and they're like, how? How did it fry it? And they can't demonstrate or say exactly how or what. This is why other people are speculating that it smells like they're like buying time. They're like covering something up. They say it's going to take up to a week to restore power here. And what's happened is this power has collapsed in Spain. It's spread into Portugal, large portions, into France, into Belgium, into Italy. And thank you, Gina, for the support. Appreciate it more than you know. To the fullest. That's a lot of places, man. Chaos unfolding everywhere. I mean, think about it. And that's what would happen here. Like, let's pay attention for a second. What's actually unfolding here? Like, people can't get money out of ATMs. They're flipping out. Once people's phones died because they couldn't charge them and didn't have a plan to charge them back up, the communication dropped from a lot of these people, which is an eerie thing. When people are sending you all this information, all of a sudden it stops. You worry. But, because anything can happen. Chaos can break loose. So, all the trains shut down. Everything. Transportation shuts down. Everything. Because gas pumps don't work. Like airports are down. Like everything is like to a screeching halt. People are out walking around everywhere. They even said that the internet started to get intermittent in all these places. Well, if the main station that's broadcasting the internet has no power, you all got some problems. This is where, as we've seen before, something like Starlink does come into play in a crisis situation like this, because it will still work, as we've seen in the hurricane hit places. It will. That is the upside to it. From remote locations, you can get signals out. Sometimes the only signal that's going to get out. So, Spain, Portugal, France, Belgium, all in the dark, unless you were living off grid. You wouldn't be worrying about much of any of this. You wouldn't be worrying about the power out. You wouldn't be worrying about nothing. Nothing. Which is ultimately, in the end, what we've always said, if you can get to that, kind of spot, safe haven, when this stuff starts to happen, you can dodge it. Anyone that didn't take the time to do it, well, when this stuff starts to happen, you're going to get caught in it. This is large scale. I feel there's something major to this. Maybe, just maybe, we'll get some confirmation in the coming days that there was something nefarious connected to it, but maybe not. Maybe not. That's a big one, though. like I said, Spain, Portugal, France, Belgium, Italy, of all the places that I know affected by it that they were talking about. Um, just saying, one day I think it hits home. Vinyl Gorilla says the Reds won. Woo. I grew up in Cincinnati, so that caught my attention. I haven't watched sports in years. I gave up all of it. You know, there was a time back in the day where I spent my Sundays on the couch watching football. And one day I felt ashamed. I felt like God was watching me. Like literally. Like the spirits would watch me. It made me feel stupid. Like, what are you doing? You're wasting time. Don't you know what's coming? What are you doing? Grown men should be congregating and thinking and planning and doing all these things, not just sitting on the couch and watching other men throw a ball around. It made me feel stupid. It checked me. I dropped it right then. When God touches me, reaches me out like that, like I don't double guess it. Just like quitting smoking, quitting all the pop, quitting eating pork, all those things made me feel stupid. Like, okay, I see you want me to live the right way. I can feel you looking at me. Maybe it's a gift. I don't know, but I can feel it. And I'm not trying to disappoint. Just like right now, the stream right now, the work that I'm putting in. A higher source is watching, can hear it, can know it, knows what we're doing here. And I don't look to disappoint. Okay, so when it comes to sports and all that, that's where I sit with that. When people ask me, like, it's not that I have anything with it. I played basketball, played football coming up. I loved it. Baseball. I did all that stuff, enjoyed it. All that stuff. But the big boys, in the level where I'm at, it's all an illusion. And it's controlled by controlled people, LeBron James and Illuminati characters that they're not good people. And when you get to this level and you realize that, like, that's all that matters. Like, I'm definitely not going to support them. I'm not going to waste my time doing this. Now, it's not to say if a bunch of good people wanted to get together and go out and check out a ball game, go do it. Have a good time and friends and family. That's not my point. The point that was proven to me is that the people that waste time away. And what are football games played? Monday nights now, Thursday nights, Sunday. Some men will sit there every single one of those nights and watch the game. And the point was proven to me, you need to be doing something more productive with your time. Like, scalded me. So I'm passing it on to you. So, that was years ago. I used to, rep my home team, Cincinnati Bengals, Reds, all that stuff. And more power to them. More power to the city. It's good when your teams are winning. But that's my thing with sports. Ain't got nothing major against it. Nothing like that. But it's the Illuminati connections there. The evil in it, man. That I just can't stand, I guess. And I guess he's right. It's a bunch of wasted time and energy when you could be doing a bunch of big things. So that's how I took it. And I'm going to play this clip here about, I think that this kind of shows the trap. I told you before, when it comes to college and things like that, you got to be wise, you got to be smart. I personally felt my generation was targeted. Many of you out there the same. Where you got a lot of debt, college debt you're going to pay for a degree that never amounted to nothing. You were buffaloed. You were lied to. Told that you need a 4-year degree at least to be anything in this world. Now, we look at ourselves in a situation out here. It's ironic. There's over 7 million job openings out there. And people saying that they can't find work and they can't do this. Well, they can't find work in the field that they wanted, that they're indebted to. But unfortunately, you have to go grab a job wherever when this doesn't work out. It sucks. Go back to the warehouse or wherever. And you can't even go there these days because you're getting replaced by robots. We're entering a scary time. And for us, older cats, 30, 40, 50, plus years old, whatever, it's one thing. But I'm talking like the youth. What's going to happen to our children, grandchildren, the world that they're coming up in? Does anybody care? Like, we need to be getting them straight on the right path, not walking into a trap. Okay? So I put these things out there for that reason. I don't want to see people get caught in this trap. If I can save any of the youth from walking into these traps, then so be it. That's not to say 1 in 1,000 make it a degree, land a great job, have a great life. But man, the other 999 for the most part have been getting screwed. It's time to see through it for what it is.
It's not enough to create the jobs.
Right.
And look, a
We'll
lot
play
of
this
your
part.
listeners are probably thinking, well, make the pay better, make it more interesting, make it more palatable. And we can have that conversation for sure. But the bigger issue still is there's no enthusiasm for the work. We took shop class out of high school. We robbed kids of the opportunity to even see what that kind of work even looks like. Meanwhile, we told a whole generation of kids they were freaking screwed if they didn't get a 4-year degree. Right? And so people say, Mike, how did college get so expensive? I know you know this, but nothing has gotten more expensive in the last 40 years than a 4-year degree.
Yeah.
Not real estate, not healthcare, not energy, nothing. Right? And so we keep telling kids they're screwed if they don't go in this direction. We free up endless money to loan them. So now you got $1.7 trillion in student debt on the books. You've got 7.6 million open jobs right now, most of which don't require a 4-year degree. And here's the other screwed up part. You got 6.8 million able-bodied men who are not only not looking for work, they're out of the workforce and not looking.
Right.
So all of that together, we've never seen that before in peacetime anyway. So something
That's crazy.
Beyond the tariffs, something beyond policy is going to happen to make 22-year-olds go, yeah, man, I would consider doing that.
So, look, my problem with this is if they've got such a laxed youth that don't want to do some of these jobs or this and that, they're just going to replace them. And they don't understand the importance of this. They don't understand the importance in this world. Like, look, I have many jobs that I had to work in this life. And a lot of people do coming up from the time you're a teenager on up. You have all these different experiences. But, just think of all the jobs that all you guys ever worked. Now, imagine a kid coming up 20, 30 and beyond. Okay, it's just 5 short years away. Think of your grandkids. Like I said before, think of where they're going here. They're not going to have a chance to work the jobs that any of us did, ever. Because I believe fully by then, banks are not even going to be around. Because cash isn't going to be around. There's going to be no reason for them. Everything's going to be different in that aspect. Food service is going to be highly automated and robotic. There's all those jobs, the fry guy, person working the window, all this. That's not going to be there no more. All that experience is not going to be there no more. Those job opportunities are not going to be there. So, the kid gets their first job at McDonald's just to get some experience or whatever, and this and that. That's not going to be there no more. It's just going to happen one week, one day, coming up. And they're going to announce it. Wendy's goes fully automated. It's going to, crush the workforce, in terms of this and that. Or they could do it a number of ways. They could soften the people up. They could lie right to their face and be like, it's not going to really hurt the workforce because they're expected to keep humans around to do this and that. They can lie. They could do whatever. Look, when the robots replace you and can do simple tasks, it's over. We're already there, man. You can already pull up to a drive-thru and they can have a pre-recorded human voice say, hey, welcome to wherever. Can I take your order? And then as you're spitting off your order, it's going to pop up on the screen as a confirmation. And this can all be done by AI and a robot right there. Don't even have to be nobody doing that. There can literally just be like one person like managing the whole place. In the whole place, like this one person sitting there managing it. And to be honest, they almost don't even have to be there. I'm going to say you're going to want someone there, at least one human in the flesh, but they're going to do all this in It's going to replace everything, man. Everything's going to be automated. We've already seen the frying machines coming out that are already all automated. Throw in a couple Elon Musk robots, or like we've seen earlier, and it's over. We're like there, man. It's so scary. I fear for, the future generations, man. They're going to look back at this generation. There's going to be no hiding it. They're going to look back and they're going to be like, they're going to see that the problem was right here, right now. What we're calling out. They're going to say, where were the patriots? Where was everyone that took an oath to save this country? That's what they're going to ask at this moment in time. When everybody tucked tail and took the easy way out. They're going to see it. You can't hide it. They're going to look at all these people that did this. They're going to hate them. You call them the cowards that they are. That led to it. No one did anything, Look, I'm not military trained. I share with you the knowledge I have right here. If I had military knowledge in this and that, and guys needed it, I'd be out there training them right now. And I've asked for this for years, but dudes bitch out. They get scared, something. They think you can put on some list or something. It's all about, they're all scared. We go jump on the Trump train. We won't dare rally with some patriots. That's why your country folds. Right there. Right there. Take it to the bank. Everybody's in this for themselves. Ain't nobody coming to the rescue. Ain't no white knights coming. They coming, some Chinese out the bushes. Your ammunition will work on them. Not going to work on the bots, though. We're going to keep this pushing. It seems we might have a serial killer on the loose in New England. An 8th death. A string of peaceful towns are finding bodies of young women. The latest incident in Springfield, Massachusetts. Police responding to a call about an unresponsive woman found near a bike path, and she died. That marks the 8th, and people online are starting to speculate, like, hold on, like, something that the 8th person, like somebody's going around obviously murdering people. We might have a serial killer. So the rumors reportedly originated on a Facebook group called New England Serial Killer, which is changing its name due to Facebook policy. But that's what they're talking about. They're trying to basically say that, put light on, like, there's a serial killer up here, and like, people need to take it real. Dexter, like, I don't know, man. I thought Dexter killed righteously, though. That was the thing with Dexter, right? I thought Dexter plotted and did all his stuff, but he went after the people, like, deserved it, right? Like, where's Dexter? Like, where's Dexter at? Did Dexter ever get involved in politics? I don't think so. Well, I don't know about this, man. I'd be on if you're in New England, and especially in Massachusetts, and I'm sure if you hear my voice and you're in one of them towns, you've heard about one of these deaths. Maybe not, but just be on the lookout, because it's never good to know that you've got somebody that's a killer out there roaming around. I mean, you even want your kid riding a bike out in the street, like, knowing there's a killer lurking? Like, not me. So, we have a shooting that took place in Myrtle Beach. I got a video clip here of this. The black teen shooter is dead. This caused a lot of hysteria. I mean, most shootings are pretty hectic. But when you got a lot of people injured, people dead, and all this other stuff, and they're very young people. And this is more like a lot of these have been gang related. Okay, well, I playing that music, I always got to watch that music.
Breaking news in Myrtle Beach, where an officer-involved shooting investigation is underway in the 900 block of Ocean Boulevard. Stephen Schlink is live near the scene this morning with the very latest information.
Get some updates
Stephen,
right here.
I understand that there's something new from the police department. Good morning.
Hey, good morning to you, Eric. That's exactly right. In the last half hour or so since we last spoke, we actually now know a little information about what led up to this incident. We're told by Myrtle Beach Police in a social media post that before this incident happened, officers were, walking around. This is spring break week, so a lot of folks here in the Grand Strand were told this officers observed an altercation, and then they say somebody started firing a gun. That's when the police department says an officer responded by firing their weapon due to an immediate threat. That's when they say this all went down. As of now, we do not know if there are any injuries, though, for the general public. We do know, though, that that officer who was involved was not injured. I want to show you some video of what that scene looked like when our crews arrived overnight. You can see a lot busier than what you saw out here behind me. You can see a lot of police vehicles out there. This is once again centered around the 900 block of North Ocean Boulevard here in Myrtle Beach. Again, it's unclear right now if anyone was hit by gunfire. We're working right now. I followed up with the spokesperson with Myrtle Beach Police to see if they are looking for any suspects or, again, looking to see if there are any injuries.
And this dude was obviously out of the loop. We already know that the suspect had been shot and killed. And there were people that were shot, that had been shot already. We knew this. Yeah. They didn't seem to have anything. Maybe that was an initial report before that information came out. But, yeah, that going down in Myrtle Beach. I hate to see these shootings. And listen, you got to be smart out there. Okay? I'm going to tell you, I'm going to stop for just a second. And I'm going to tell you about a little personal experience that I just went through. That, God works in mysterious ways. Look, every time I make a move, I do something, I try to check my gut feeling, my intuition. And we were traveling here recently. And it was late night, like 3 a.m., a gas station we had stopped at. And this dude was plotting like on my family at the gas station. He held the door for him, stared him down. I watched him watch him. I was pumping gas. I watched him watch him. He backed out and he circled me in the parking lot. And I could feel him looking at me. And he went and he pulled out and he went right. I was like, well, that was odd. So as I'm getting ready to get back, get back into the vehicle for something, I just look back several minutes later, and there he goes back the other way. And I'm like, oh, hell nah. I was like, now this is messed up. Like, this dude's like, he's doing something. He's like stalking. He's like watching us. He's watching me. He's like, he's doing something. And like, at this point, like my adrenaline starts flowing hard. And I'm like, dude, so I hang up the gas pump. I'm going to get into the vehicle. The door's open, going to get in the driver's seat. Here they come walking out of the store, like 20, 30 feet from me. This dude comes springing out of nowhere into the parking lot, right next to them. And dude was like Shaq. He was huge, giant, huge black dude. All I had to do was open that. All I had to do was open the door. He had anyone on me wanted. That quick. My family right in front of me. And I just, like I reared up. I reared up and like, I just looked with this energy. Like, I'm about to kill. It's the energy I gave off. And like, dude stopped. And like, he thought about it. And he kept going. We were all like, what the? I was like, dude, he sat there. I told him everything had happened. They're like, man, he was acting weird at the door. And I'm like, yeah, that dude was trying to kidnap one of y'all. And like any other day, I had a burner on him. But that day, for whatever reason, God had me riding without it. I'd have had it on him. But I'm telling you, man, you better watch it out there with these goons. I personally experienced it, and I thought to myself, man, if I wouldn't have been there to stare him down and give off that energy when they came out, if it would just been them walking out of the store, he was out. He'd have sprung, grabbed one of them, and been gone. So I'm telling you, watch it out there, man. There's just loonies all over the place, and he was thoroughly plotting. It was one of the craziest, creepiest things we've ever experienced as a family. And again, I mean, 3 a.m. out there, gas station, it doesn't matter, man. Like, just always watch your six. And just train your family, man. If you can't be with them, have them packing heat. Have them rolling loaded, because that may be the only thing that saves them. All right, let's check this one out. This is horror. We have a Kansas City firefighter that gets called to a scene. He's trying to help the woman that you see on the right, Shanetta Bossel. She stabs him to death inside the ambulance as he's trying to save her life. This is sick, demented, disgusting, and like, it's people like this that like, this, I have no remorse for nothing. This cold-blooded. Someone's trying to help you and save your life, you're gonna kill. Like, there's no justification for it. It's just cold-blooded murder. And I don't know. She should pay a heavy price for it. Just, yeah, a guy's trying to save her in the ambulance. He gets killed. This is crazy. You just never know. I don't even like dealing with people. Like, this is people I know. Like, yeah, all right, so I'm gonna move on to some what looks to be calls for violence and mass protests. They're rising more and more. We've got Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker. And this guy's a character. Far-left billionaire, born into wealth, and he is the hire of Hyatt hotels. He's called for mass protest and mobilization for disruption against the Republican Party. And the whole point I'm trying to get here is like, more and more of these guys are doing this. It's like they're getting orders. Different mayors, different governors, they're stepping up, and they're making this move. Now, they did just arrest this judge for some crap. Let's see if they're going to go and arrest these mayors and these governors. Or if that's where the line in the sand is for the establishment. Like, these guys are untouchables. And we're about to see. Like, how many times can we go through this? Homan has said that, like, he's going in and getting these murderers that's sitting in these jails. And, like, if they try to stop them, everybody's going to jail. If the cops try to stop them, they're going to jail. If the governor tries to stop them, they're going to jail. This is what they're saying. Let's see something. These same governors are now calling for mass protests. So you know why they would do this. Think about it. If you know they're coming for you, if you know, like, agents are coming for you, they're calling for the people to rise up and get rowdy because they become a buffer. Now the police got to get through all these crazy people in the streets before they can ever even deal with you. Do you see? Do you see how the warlord does it? And that's what they're calling for. To get mass protests, mobilization for disruption going. He's not the only one. There's several. Right? We have this Democratic rep, Frederica Wilson out of Florida. She says we need an uprising. She's calling on the people to threaten Congress and to take to the streets. So it's all these cats. It's several. It's coming organized, it feels. It's got the George Soros feel to it. This feels almost like establishment, like 101 crafted, though. Like, this is large scale. This is a lot of them coming out and doing this. Their traits. Uprisings. To misbehave, to break rules. That's what they're calling for. This is... I pay attention because I think in a time where you've got a group out here that will do the Tesla takedowns, they've obviously got a new young youth group out there that will cause violence. They've done shown us this. I feel like this summer they're going to put them to work. Watch. They're showing me the signs. As soon as you see my X feed start tweeting out that there's going to be these big meetups and all this at certain cities and all this, similar to what BLM used to do, then you know it's back. I just got a feeling, man. These things happen in cycles. I'm telling you. They've already reared their head and shown they're here. Okay, where we at? 20 till. Update on the Panama Canal real quick. Let's just touch on some of these key points around the globe. The Suez Canal, Panama Canal. Trump says that U.S. ships should travel through it for free. Right now, we got a problem with getting our U.S. ships just through certain areas around the globe. They're getting attacked, they're getting shot, they're getting bombed. And the evening news isn't really saying anything about it. So I think there's going to be a lot more emphasis on that moving forward. Trump is saying that the person that used the auto pin for Joe Biden needs to be in jail. So, will this happen? Why can't they ever just say Joe needs to go to jail? I don't get it. It's never brought up. And I don't get it. Thank you for the feedback. So whoever, he points to Adam Schiff. Like, he just threatened Adam Schiff directly. It says Adam Schiff needs to go to jail. So, I don't know if they're really going to do it or not. I highly doubt it, but we'll see. Putin declares a 3-day peace plan, which is surprising. He did this in remembrance of a World War II Victory Day. If you don't know, the United States, Russia, winning World War II, and we only won it because we came together. So, I don't know what's going to happen with the war front here. Putin announces that they just took over the Kursk region. It's fully liberated. They've been pounding Kiev. Trump seems to be pretty pissed off. He says that Putin needs to stop bombing. So, I don't think that's necessary. I think this little break that he just gave you for a few days is the closest thing you're going to get. Like, they really need to, they need to get something worked out here. So the Houthis are saying that we're bombing innocent places big time. And thank you, John. I appreciate the coffee and the support to the fullest. Innocent people getting killed here. They're saying 68 Africans were at a migrant detention center. It was all innocent people that got killed. So our bombs are doing nothing but wiping out innocent people left and right, all over the place. They also say today, you don't hear about this all the time. The USS Truman was trying to evade fire from the Houthis, and a fighter jet rolled off of the freaking ship and into the ocean. A U.S. Navy F-18 Super Hornet fell overboard. It just rolled and fell right off and went into the water. It's like somebody's going to get their ass reamed for that one. But if they were trying to evade, enemy fire and incoming missiles, there's no telling, the circumstances there. But that's pretty crazy. So one of our Hornets are lost at sea. Gone. Just rolled right off the ship. And I wanted to point out that there was a huge explosion over the weekend that took place in Iran. I find it very suspect. Very, very suspect. And thank you, someone, for the coffee. You're appreciated to the fullest. Turn it down. 700 people were injured in this, 5 dead. And it's remained to be very suspicious. It was a massive fire. Huge. It's paralyzed the whole region. So you're talking about, Iran getting in here, getting crippled. I look for these things when you talk about military strikes, military targets, and things like that. That's the things that I look for right there. And Trump makes it clear. He says that Israel will not drag us into any war with Iran, that we'll take the lead and do it ourselves. Kind of scary. He says if no peace deal is made, he will go after Iran. You won't have to worry about Israel, anything. So I want you guys to know this clearly. Trump is telegraphing he will go directly at war with Iran at this point, skipping over Israel. Just that simple. Israel is extending compulsory service because why? No one wants to fight for them. Sound familiar? I want you to realize this. No one wants to fight for them, and they're running out of manpower. They're running out of men. Just like Ukraine. They need to pick one of these fronts. Israel is short by at least 10,000 men. Wow. Really? Well, Pakistan and India are on the edge of going to war. And you've got Pakistan's defense chief warning of a military incursion by India any moment. Like any day, you're going to see me dropping videos, I feel, and talking about this. Like they're going to go to big war. These are nuclear powers. These guys just do not get along. And India has already threatened to cut off all the water supply, and they move warships into the area. They're not letting no one come into the country through Pakistan via visa. And Modi is vowing a harsh response. So, what's the risk here? I just want to point out, in terms of nuclear war, they've got a couple good graphs here. I want to point out and show you what they hold. Okay? Pakistan, they hold 170 nuclear weapons. Okay? It's a good bit. Okay? They have no first use policy, and they're not a member of the NPT. Currently, India has 164 nuclear weapons. So they actually have less than Pakistan, which is kind of surprising. They do have a no first use policy. They are not a member of the NPT. So Pakistan doesn't have any policy to where they could just pop one off. All right, India did cut off the water, as D. White said. Pakistan doesn't have any policy, no first strike policy, meaning they could strike first, and they've got more. This isn't good, but, wars and rumors of wars. We're there. We're in crazy times. This is definitely those times. I don't want to see any nuclear exchange, but man, things can heat up quick in some of these areas. Think if you add the South China Sea into this, World War III is a real thing here. I told you, whenever you have multiple countries sending troops to battlefronts in other areas, it's considered by definition world war, and you have mass casualty losses, which we do. Ukraine, by definition, is the proxy for world war, and it has been. We're feeding everything from the West, American troops, British troops, everything you can think of in there. On the other side, it's the same thing with Russia. Russia's been sending Chinese troops, North Korean troops, everything you could think of to the front lines. That's considered by definition world war, man. With large amounts of casualties off both sides. So Trump is basically stating that when it comes to this whole war thing, that we're kind of taking a neutral stance. Kind of like sitting back and let him kind of like slug it out, I guess. He's not really showing leaning either way here. But China, they swoop down to this disputed area in the South China Sea with all this other stuff going on, while no one was paying attention, right next to the Philippines. Right next to the Philippines military base. Like right next to it. They swooped down and they grabbed this shoal. They got their flag up. And they took it. And they're trying to seize every little island, every little shoal all of a sudden. In the area. We look here. What the hell just happened there? You have to hold on. Give me just a second here. I accidentally X'd out all of it, I guess. Look at this next one. U.S. war games simulate full-scale battle with China in the Philippines. So, I'm telling you, this is going to be a hot area. China's snatching up shoals in the South China Sea every little bit they can get their hands on, and we are simulating full-scale war with China in the Philippines. Philippines are going to get blasted by China, first and foremost. It's like the front line. You mark my words. Whenever any big war breaks loose out here outside of Taiwan, if they hit anyone, my guess is Philippines is first target. Potentially also even Australia. Australia's going to have a choice to make, I feel. China's going to put them on a block, and they're going to be like, look, you can come with us, or you can get hit, potentially. Australia's going to get pulled into this big time when the South China Sea goes hot. Look at this weird video. I'm going to play some of these video clips. This is China's version of trolling Trump in Vance or something. It's AI generated, but I'll play these two clips, man. They're kind of weird, man. It is China.
我们走在大路上，意气风发，斗志昂扬。换主席领导我们的马达，是要美国再次伟大。向前进，向前进， 气势迎风飘扬，美国人民奋发图强，勤奋工作赶超中国，是要变成。
I don't know. It's pretty damn stupid if you ask me. But this one right here, like these right here, man, like.
普契乡巴佬风格，沿线比中国制造，品质可靠。Rustic country style eyeliner pencil, made in China, reliable quality.
If you can't tell and you have never noticed, it looks like Vance is always wearing eyeliner. My bad, Jay. I didn't realize it was that loud. They're just clowning them left and right, man. See, they're hinting, they're trying to get everybody to realize that J.D. Vance is wearing eyeliner. I've seen this, what they're talking about before in the past. I've suspected it. I don't know how you're ever going to prove some of these things one way or another, but yeah, man. China is trolling, and that's how they do it. Now, I got a couple more here I'm going to touch on before I move on to close the show. I'll cover the airdrop thing before we shut it down and check out for the night. But Conor McGregor, love him or hate him, I thought he was exciting as a fighter. I've been in the fight league my whole life. I used to work AA MMA in the Cincinnati circuit. Knew a lot of fighters. I wrapped their gloves. I walked them out. I met a lot of people. It was fun. It's fun. A fun thing. But as I told you earlier, the entertainment industry can get the best of people. Evil can take over. And it's a classic example I feel with Conor McGregor. He was the most popular fighter on the planet. Maybe still is. But he hasn't been good outside of the cage in terms of being charged for raping women and drug use and all this other stuff. He's said to be a big, huge cokehead and just got all this money running wild. Well, now he's acting like he wants to run Ireland. And I just don't trust it. I don't trust none of them. I just don't trust it. Like, not the energy in what he showed me. He's just another controlled stooge as far. But what are you going to say to any of the Irish people that are looking for someone to gravitate behind? This is the scary part about it. Related to Trump, it's the same thing. Everybody gathered around Trump here, America. They're trying to get everyone to, I'm guessing, gather around Conor McGregor in Ireland. And see, Ireland would never be pushing this if they didn't want it. Like the media and all this stuff and all this crap. Like, they're calling it Mika. Make Ireland great again. I told you how satanic MAGA, the roots of it is. I'm not just saying all the people that voted for Trump. I'm saying like the root cause of what MAGA represents. The real meaning of it is truly satanic. And of course, any diehard, brain-dead Trumper is never going to want to admit that or even look into it. If they did, they would see it's true. The connections here. Anyhow, I don't know. I pray for my Irish people, UK people all across the globe. I just smell and see a setup, man. It's the only way I can put it with Conor McGregor. I just do not trust him. Trying to jump into politics, man. It's like, wipe the coke off your nose first, brother. He's like, I guess you'll never see him fight again. The money's done gone to the dude's head. But it seems somebody has baited him into the political arena, and like they got him really taking it serious. I don't know if you ever seen him fight again, if that's the case. if he thinks he can be this like powerhouse, and if they make him that way, if he's willing to play the game and sell out and do it, you know how this game is, man. He is in a prime position here to be the Trump of Ireland, pretty much. That's how I see it. Conor's just not proven me to be a good person. I followed him throughout his whole career, and outside of the cage, he's been a very arrogant, not good person, man. Just not good, man. Not good to his family. He's cheated on his wife. He's done all these things. He's a bad person, man. Not a good example for anything. And I don't know. I'm just saying. Yeah, fighting McGregor, loved, But can you even say that anymore? It's like, get back to the cage, dude. Do what you made your name on. At least, or just retire and get it over with, is my opinion. But I don't know. My Irish people, I always say I want people to rise. But obviously, when they've got a charismatic leader that pops up like that, it's like a magnet. Everyone's going to flock to it. And maybe to your detriment. Look what it's done to us. Look what Trump's done to us. We have no patriots nowhere. We have no militias nowhere doing anything. Look what it's crippled us. I tell you all the time, it's like black magic. I'm telling you, Ireland's taking a page right out of that book with Conor McGregor. So, Trump, to sign an executive order to where he stops all these places from holding all these illegal immigrants. Now, what I mean by this is like, when he signs this, Homan and them are going to like be free reign to go in these places and start tearing them apart. So, I mean, whenever he rips off an executive order, especially something that gives him like a absolute green light. Yeah. And my final word here on Epstein and Virginia Giuffre. Again, R.I.P. This one pisses me off. I don't know what it is, but like after some time when these people die, like especially the ones that are murdered, they hang with me. I have this weird thing with spirits anyway. I always wake up talking to dead people. Like very good friends, my best of friends I've had in this life, family members. I'm coming out of conversation with them. It happens all the time. Anyone who's around me knows this. It happens all the time. It's crazy, but like, there's this thing when I look at images of people, I can feel like that they've died. I don't know how else to put it, that their soul's detached. That like, I don't know, it's so weird. It's not an always thing. It's so weird to even say, but it's true. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I can't explain it. If like their soul trying to scream to me through the image, or what it is. I don't know what, but something hangs on me hard whenever these people are like murdered. And that's what this one's doing. And whenever I get that overwhelming feeling, it almost like makes you want to cry and like get upset and like full of anger and rage because you know they got another one. And it pisses me off. I felt like they got her. Straight up. It's not easy to say that. I don't easily say that. To say that on a whim, on slight speculation. There's a lot of factors to play here, all the way up to her lawyer now, and this is crazy. Her attorney saying, look, I just talked to her. She was in great spirits. She had plans to do all these things, this, that, and the other. And he would have been there talking to her like that moment when he was given this interview, if she wasn't dead, saying that like there was no signs here of any of that. Like, and then points to the fact that she publicly stated that she will not take her own life. And I have you know that all these other people, these women that were trafficked through Epstein, they too are making public statements now that they will not take their own lives. Pay attention. I mean, I put out a video on that and it got attacked. And just like, to such a weird degree. Just RIP Virginia in this. There's not much. Illuminati on Prince Andrew and all these punk asses on the other side. Illuminati on all of them. All these demons. What is done in the dark will be brought into the light. You can't run forever, son. We don't know your dirty work anyway. We don't know the truth here. We don't know this. I mean, we don't know what he did with her and all this. A long time ago, like all that cat's out of the bag. Like this Epstein thing needs to be finished. Oh, I'm buffering bad on Epstein now. I got one link open. It's definitely nothing like that on my end. I have one. It's done it in I don't know how many streams. I literally have nothing up and running. Got a blank screen. So I'm just going to wait a second. I'm getting 5x5s. And that we're good. Yeah, just waiting again just to get a couple more 5x5s. And I will continue here. I'll give some shout outs and all that good stuff. So, yeah, just as I say that, I've been sitting here waiting. I don't see any other 5x5s, so. Because my luck, I'll start talking again. By the time I start talking, everyone will be like, buffering. No, so I'm waiting on more 5x5s. Some all goods. And I still have not seen one. So still not seeing one. I'm not sure what's going on here. Jeez, oh Pete. No way the stream is that far behind, man. Live feed just got tagged. They got 2 seconds. Alright, man. Can I get another mic check? Like, what is going on here? I mean, like, I got 1106 here. I see E-Phase gave me the first 5x5. I figured by now I should have had a flood of them. Alright, here come the 5x5s. Saying better now and all this other stuff. So, I have nothing even open. Like, on my end. So, there's a ton of 5x5s. It just makes me wonder, like, how far behind are you guys, though, on the stream? Just, alright, well, alright, I'm going to end it with this here tonight. If you guys don't know, we launched the Underground Project, and we did an airdrop. And the airdrop is to give away basically free money. Free coins, free tokens. And, trying to get over to, my main page here and open this up. I'm going to open up a Google Doc. If you're interested in getting some free money, some free tokens, go over to my X page. And there's a form, there's a pinned tweet, pinned post on Twitter that says under airdrop. that it's here. Okay? So, wow. Now, everything is flying. The chat just went zipping by. I don't know what the heck is going on. I'm going to throw a refresh on the chat real quick on the whole stream. One time. Right now. Repause it. $11:08. So we say, all right, 11:05 by 5. All right, thank you, Jay. Wow. So I just did a full refresh. I have literally nothing open but one link. It's just crazy. I'm gonna walk you through this though. If anyone wants to get in on this airdrop, get in on it now before they're gone. We're giving away millions of tokens. And this is what you do. You simply hit next to start it. It'll take you to the next page, and when it does, you got to do yes or no. It'll ask you if you're following in the Telegram. The whole point is to get you to join the Telegram and the Discord. Hit yes. Go to the next one. It's going to ask you for your username. Hit next. It's going to ask if you're in the Discord. Select yes. Because the whole point is to get you guys involved, to get you in the Discord, get you in Telegram. Hit yes, put your username. That is so watchers can verify that you're legit and that you're not a bot. Let me tell you this. We dropped this airdrop tonight. It had over 30,000 responses. Hit it. 30,000 responses. Hit it tonight. A bunch of bot activity in it, which will all be weeded out easy. But this is how we weed out the bots, is by you simply joining the Telegram, and we can go in there and make sure that you're a real human. And then we're going to send you free money, free tokens. Hit next, and it asks you at the end, it says, are you following Dabu7's X account? Hit yes, and go to the very last one. It says, what is your X username? Hit next, and it's going to ask you for your Solana address. Well, it's going to ask you to retweet, actually. It's going to ask you to retweet the announcement. If you've done that, hit yes. And we ask that you guys retweet it. That also helps us know that you're a real human and not a bot. And it says here, your account must be created before January 1st. This stops a bot from creating fake Twitter accounts and faking all this. And you got to put your link in there, and then, like I would put at Dabu7, I'd hit next, and then it says, what is your Solana address? Drop your Solana address at the bottom, right there, and hit submit. And you're in. You're on the list. Okay? That was just a quick walkthrough for the airdrop. Anyone that wants free money, free tokens, this is a promotional thing. 11/11, much love. That was the easy walkthrough right there. Description. In the description box is a link to the forum. I also have it pinned in the Telegram, in the Discord, on my Twitter. We've got big things coming for the project. Big things coming. More big announcements. I'm telling y'all, man, get it while the getting is good. You can't beat free money. I don't know what to say. People don't want to take free money. It's just like, dude, like, what the? Like, yeah. So there it is. I just walked you through what you got to do. It's pretty simple. All Watchers is trying to do is to weed out bots. If you look legit, you're in. So we're giving away millions on this round. And we've got huge announcements coming about staking and other stuff coming up as well. So stay tuned. Join the Discord, the Telegram as well. Again, I got some links in the description. I look to be back on the next stream on Wednesday. We're going live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern, right here, Dabu77. And we may even pop off an exclusive stream over on X. If you see any exclusive stream on X, it's probably going to be for the Underground Project, just to discuss some things about it. People have questions and all that. I figure I could just keep the streams over there focused on that, because most people know when I go live over here, it's on the news and all that stuff. So that's what it is, man. I'm going to shut it down, call tonight. As I always say, if God doesn't return in the coming days, I'll see you here next time for some Underground World News Live. I want to thank everyone that shared the stream tonight, that joined us, that keeps us in their prayers, and that fights the good fight. Everyone that's donated, dropped a coffee, joined the Underground. All appreciated. And join the Underground. Be a part of this Underground project, man. I made it for us, for y'all, man. Not just to pass, not just for it to sit there. I made it for an opportunity for people to have something, to be able to make something. And people already are, so it makes me happy. It's a feeling that's just overwhelming and awesome. Much love. Eon, legendary. Salutes. Much love. And God bless. The Dabu 7 in the Underground.